Good morning, everybody. My name is Crypto Kev. In this video, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Dogecoin, and we're going to basically break down exactly where we're at right now because we are definitely in a scary spot, right? A lot of people are fearful. It seems like sometimes that's fluctuating rapidly day by day. Bitcoin is failing to get back above our 21-week EMA, which is the hypothetical bull market support band. So let's just jump right into exactly where we're at. I'm going to keep this short. This is my first video, so forgive me if I'm not as fluent as some of these other YouTubers, but I'm just going to do my best here. First of all, our 21-week EMA is sitting at 51,934. Maybe let's just call it 52K. Bitcoin has a major support line right here, which you probably see elsewhere. I mean, it's pretty much sitting around the 47,000 area. We need to hold it. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, last week we came up, we retested the bull market support band, we got rejected, right? Now, because of that, this week we are dumping, and everyone was like, oh, we're going to pump, we're going to pump. When you get rejected off the bull market support band, in history for Bitcoin, we have never continued a bull market, ever. There was one period of time in 2013, we could go all the way back here. Go back to 2013, there was one time in history of the Bitcoin bull markets where we closed below the bull market support band, got back above it, and then hovered around it for a couple weeks, and then continued our bull market once we got that official close above it, right? Came back, retested it here, and then see you later. Have a nice day. This right here was definitely an anomaly event, but again, beyond that, never in history can you find a place in a bull market where we fell below that, stayed below it, and continued our bull market. Now, obviously, history doesn't have to repeat, right? This is a different market. There's a different cap. There's a lot more people involved. There's a lot bigger money involved. There's institutions involved. There's, it's different ball game than it was in 2013, right? It's a different ball game than it was in 2017. So history does not have to repeat itself, but it does rhyme, right? And this is very concerning. And the fact that we're, really just consolidating between 47.5 and 52K right now. And honestly, with looking at the RSI on the weekly below the 50 level, kind of been hovering over there. If we pump over to the daily, I mean, look at this. I mean, we're headed into super oversold territory again. Let's just take this off for a second. We could go lower though, and that's the part that's a little worrisome, is we can go lower. There has been lower levels that we have reached when we dumped back in May. We were lower here earlier when we were really dumping, but back over in March, obviously that was a black swan event, but how much lower can we really go here? My honest opinion is there's two scenarios here, right? Either we break through this finally after hitting it so many times and we come back to test the 42K level, try to make a higher high around here and then continue. That's the bearish scenario. The bullish scenario is let's just look at history, right? I mean, look, we have multiple days of consolidation, weeks actually over here before we pump up. We form this falling wedge type pattern, we pump back up, right? Same thing here. We fall, we pump back up, right? We form these wedge patterns. Bitcoin loves to form these wedge patterns. Here, it's really choppy, but obviously we had that major correction. What happened? We had some consolidation. Bang, we pump back up, right? What does this look like? These look the exact same, right? Except the wick is much bigger over here. But we held support, pump back up. Now, Mondays are typically, it seemed like everyone thought today was going to be bearish, and the stock market is... stock market's dumping a little bit, right? And the DXY is pumping, right? But this is not a big deal, right? We have to obviously stay calm, stay cool, because nothing has changed over the last week. You know what I mean? We are still consolidating in the same areas we were a week ago, right? The DXY hasn't made a higher high. 97 is definitely resistance there. We really want to keep our eye on this. Obviously, the DXY is the US dollar traded against other currencies, right? So we really want to keep an eye on this. Typically, they're inverse correlated with crypto, right? So it's a very good indicator to see where we're going to head. If the DXY continues to pump, we may see further correction. If the DXY gets rejected like it has before and makes another lower high, we could be headed into correction phase for the DXY, and then cryptos might pump. But obviously, 100K Bitcoin by the end of the year was never going to happen. It's not going to happen. And any other YouTuber out there pushing that narrative does not know what they're talking about. So this is going to be a lengthened cycle. Either that or we're already in a bear market and we've been in one for months and we just didn't know it. I don't think that's the case. I really believe that we are going to be in a lengthened cycle for Bitcoin. I think that this could easily stretch out well into 2022, right? I mean, if we really zoom out here and look at it from a logarithmic scale, right? I mean, look at where we're at, right? Look at our bull cycles. Look at how we come up, meet the halving point, and then have our blow off top. We go into a bear market, right? We come up here, we tap the halving cycle area, we consolidate, we come up, retest, bang, bull market 2017, blow off top. Here, bear market, right? Huge drop, come up, retest, continue the bear market. Now we're in our halving area, right? Here's our halving area when we were back in May. Boom, consolidate, come back up. Haven't even really hit this area yet. But, I mean, listen, we're having a hard time. And I think there's a lot of fear in the market, which is typically bullish. And I think that we could easily see a resolution here and come up to new highs. I mean, look at the targets up here, right? If we can continue this bull market. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get all the way up here. I mean, it depends on how long this cycle goes. But, 100K Bitcoin is modest, in my opinion, by, middle Q1, you know what I mean? End of Q1. And then obviously we could find out where we go through the summer and then the end of next year. But people need to be patient, right? Time in the market beats timing the market every single time. If you want to trade on the side, do that. If you're a long-term holder, you're usually going to win out. You know what I mean? Again, even the people who held through these bear markets, they all won out. So there's no reason to panic, right? This video is mainly because I don't want people panicking. I don't even make videos. Maybe we'll start making some videos, but looking at this from a weekly scale, right? Look where we're at. There is no reason to panic right now. We're oversold on the daily. The DXY hasn't made a higher high. The stock market's, dumping a little bit today, but that happens on Mondays, right? This is common for Monday. And at the end of the day, until we fall through this support and come back down to here, I'm not really in the 40K area. There's no reason to sweat about anything. And honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, maybe we could break through this and fall to like 44.5. But listen, I just don't see it on the indicators. Don't show that we're going to go that low. I mean, it would be our strength index would just plummet to the floor. We had buy signals on MarketCypher, multiple buy signals that have popped up, and those obviously don't have to play out. But typically, when you get those two big green dots on the daily, we're going to be looking for some consolidation here for the next few days, and then potentially some nice moves to the upside. So everything is obviously fine at the moment, right? Obviously, we're getting the dump today, but maybe we'll get a second half of the day recovery, right? This happens on Mondays all the time. But shooting over to Dogecoin real quick, obviously Dogecoin is in, the same spot, same range it's been trading in forever, right? We've had this macro descending triangle, right? And this has been playing out for 7 months now, We've just been trading in a range, broke out here, but I obviously didn't have the steam because of Bitcoin and got rejected on our fib level. And now we're back down at a very major support area. I mean, not only do we have our 768 right here, but a little bit below it, you can even say matching up with it, we have this major support, this major support from way back 7 months ago. Obviously, we wicked down below it here, but this already gives us a target if we fall through. And I don't think we'll go down to this level, but I mean, we could maybe find ourselves down to the 14-cent area really quick. It won't last. You're talking about a few hours, maybe a day, before it gets eaten up and bought up. But Dogecoin, I'll tell you right now, with the way that Dogecoin looks on the relative strength index, some of my indicators, this long-term accumulation phase. I mean, let's just look at this long-term accumulation phase. We've seen these before. You know what I mean? Nothing as long as this. If this bull market continues, if let's say Bitcoin recovers, heads back up to all-time highs, 70K, maybe by beginning of next year, middle next year, middle of January. I don't mean middle of next year, I mean middle of January. This could just pop off. I mean, you're talking about so much accumulation, so many holders, so many buyers that are eating up some of these dips. Any type of news, any type of hype around Dogecoin, it's gonna just fly. I mean, once this 28-cent level is broken, and then we can officially break the 37-cent level. Some people say 35. I think you want to break a little past it to make it official. It's going to go to the moon, right? I mean, you have a lot of price targets out there, but I don't see any reason why Dogecoin can't be. If Bitcoin's at 100K, if we get there, I could see Dogecoin being around 90 cents, maybe higher, right? I mean, it just depends. If you have Elon coming out and saying Dogecoin is accepted by Tesla or, anything of that news, Dogecoin is going to absolutely rocket. I mean, we're talking... If Elon Musk ever came out and said that Dogecoin is accepted by Tesla and the market is in a healthy structure, Bitcoin's going up, you don't know what can happen. I mean, Dogecoin can easily reach $2. I mean, you know what I mean? That's obviously living in a pipe dream right now, but again, Dogecoin is kind of living off of hype, but there's some utility gaining, right? You got these updates coming out. There is people working on it. You have a ton of support from celebrities. You have a ton of support from big time people. And honestly, Dogecoin has 20 billion in holders. You know what I mean? There's a lot of holders out there. There's 20 to 25 billion in long-term holders in Dogecoin. And that is very good because that keeps us at the price that we're at. It keeps us at these major support levels, and it gives us the ability to, when the time comes, start shooting up, right? So be patient. Again, no one gets rich in this space overnight, right? I mean, you can get lucky with certain things, but long-term investing is always the way. Dogecoin looks fine right now. Obviously, we want to hold this support. I think we will. There's nothing here. I'm not sweating at all. I feel no concern at all. Beyond that, we're really looking at right now is the DXY. Don't want this to break the 97 level, right? Keep your eye on the DXY. Inverse correlated with crypto. I think it's a big deal. Ever since we've been pumping, right, cryptos haven't been doing anything. They're inverse correlated. Keep your eye on the 97 level for the DXY. Keep our eyes on the stock market a little bit here, right? I mean, this is, compared to some of the pumps we had last week, this is a cool off. This could be, I could see this turning into a late day, potential rally to break even, right? Even with cryptos. So keep your eye on that, right? Keep your eye on a late day rally here. Maybe we go into the end of Monday only down a couple %, and then Tuesday, Wednesday we start pumping. That could easily happen. And then obviously just keep your eye on these major support levels for Bitcoin. I mean, this is obviously major support. I think we'll continue to consolidate here. And then we'll see a bullish resolution. I really believe that. Until that changes, my opinion will not change. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys like the content. Hopefully I could keep making videos. I really enjoy doing this, so this is obviously my first video, but I have a Discord, right, where we chat it up all the time, constantly giving TA, great community. Just started my own Discord also, so if you guys want to hop in there, I'll leave the link below. Have a Patreon too, where I give, my trade signals on what I'm doing when it comes to trading. Obviously, I'm a long-term investor, but I do like to trade on the side with small amounts of cash, and definitely like to give out those trade signals. They definitely help people out a lot. Beyond that, though, thank you for your time, and I'll be back later to make maybe like an afternoon video to see where we're at. Have a good one, guys.